right, let's get started. Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to our second webinar. Our first was on on LinkedIn, basically leveraging LinkedIn and digital marketing on LinkedIn. Today's topic is HubSpot CRM. It's absolutely our favorite CRM. I've worked in CRMs for about 20 years, being in sales most of my career. And when HubSpot first came out, I looked at it, couldn't afford it. And then as the price came down over the years for this SaaS software, was really happy for us to be able to adopt it. And sorry, I'm getting both chat and calls from attendees right now. Let me just pause for 1 second, okay? Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, let's do take two. That was one of the guests. He was actually calling to say that he couldn't make it. So I thought he was having a hard time getting in. So welcome again to the HubSpot CRM webinar that we're hosting today, our absolute favorite, as I mentioned. And let's get started. So today's presenters, myself, Kellen Raff, founder of MarketMate and lover of HubSpot. And then we have Mary Lutz, campaign manager and account manager as well, rock star, superstar. And then we have Chris Franz, who is our content and campaign manager. He's been with the team about a year and is a super guru on HubSpot. I could not survive without him for sure. So both front end and back end. A little housekeeping. We have an agenda that I'll show you in just a minute, but as we go through the first 10, 15 minutes, we'll just hold any questions that you have, and then we're gonna take a break, and then go through another few more slides after that, and then we'll take questions. Hopefully we have about 20, 25 minutes at the end for really a discussion about CRM, discussion about HubSpot, any of the features that we show you here as well. Wanted to also introduce you to the extended team. You'll be meeting them on video a little bit later. But this is the team supporting all of our customers. And our mission. So our mission is to automate direct engagement with your target market. And a lot like account-based marketing, where we are targeting companies and then finding those individuals who are in roles that could potentially be our B2B customers. And that's what we're doing for our customers as well. So we are the ultimate digital sales solution, and we intend to be the salesperson's best partner. I myself, as a professional salesperson, most of my career, I absolutely love the HubSpot technology. It enables me to do so much, as you're going to see here through this presentation. Here's the agenda that we're going to go over. So we're going to get into the free tools. There are so many. By the way, this webinar is being recorded, and so we'll be sharing that with all of the attendees after, so that you can review it again, at your own leisure for any of the details that you might miss. QR codes, which are amazing. The forms and landing pages, built natively into HubSpot. You're going to see a demonstration of that. Lead management, which is really like the majority of how we're using the application, is for lead generation and managing pipeline through until they become a customer. We haven't yet adopted the services portion of functionality, but as we grow, we may do that. And then outbound sales calling, absolutely a killer technology for being able to manage very easily natively within the application, which you'll see. And then the mobile app, which is amazing. I use it all the time. I travel quite a lot to conferences and just love to be able to use the app instead of having to log in. And then outbound email, some of the campaigns that we're doing in automation. And then sales task management. which again is just super, super easy to fly through. I can get through probably 3 times more CRM activity because of the queuing that the technology provides. And then the dashboards and reporting on absolutely everything, customized, out of the box, anything that you want. So on the HubSpot free tools, excuse me, I wanted to mention that with COVID-19, HubSpot has gone in and made all of their lower cost tools free, starting with these free marketing tools, which you can see, everything live chat and team email and a whole bunch of meetings type things. And then the sales tools. This is all available on the HubSpot website as well, which I think we should add the link to in our follow-up email, and pricing as well. So again, these are all the free and more than you can even read in 5 minutes, as you can see. And then one level above that, they have sort of the entry level of paid, which we're talking about like $50 a month for some of the applications. So very, very inexpensive way to go for both CRM as well as marketing application. And then of course it goes into more of the professional and then enterprise. So the HubSpot suite of solutions is really designed for everyone from one salesperson all the way up to the largest organization in the world. From here, I'm going to turn it over to Christian for QR code.
Hi everyone, thanks Callan, and thank you for joining our webinar. As you can see on our QR code interaction, we have many options that we can use. For instance, we have our business cards, where we can have our QR code that will, if you scan it with your cell phone, as you can see on the image, it will pop up the link to click on it and go through a landing page or a form, or to send a thank you email. And there are so many options that you can start from a QR code and get more connected with your customers. Now, talking on the forms, it's a good way of capturing data and information from your target customers. And I'm going to show you the back end of a form, how it shows within HubSpot, and how you're able to have many different options. This is one part of the designing tools that HubSpot has, that you can change or add whatever info you need from your customers and use them to get more context to your CRM. This is the back end of the back end part, where you can design and add different types of fields by checkbox or multi-line text, radio, date picker. There are so many different options that you can use to get information from the visits on your websites. This also is a great feature from HubSpot, where you can have a report on each of your forms and how they are performing. We can view the views on a time frame. You can select a date range from it. You can see the step completion, also the contact type, where if they are contacts that you already have on your system, or if they're new submissions and new contacts, which means new leads for you. And it also explains from where they are coming from. If there's from a URL or a landing page, or by social media, where you can have a link to deliver to the landing page, and whenever they fill the form, you will get the information wherever they're coming from. Moving next, there's also a cool feature from HubSpot CRM to handle your landing pages, and you can see how they look on your mobile or your desktop or a tablet, so that you will feel and see how your content is going to be viewed by your audience. You can select within HubSpot on their marketplace for many different of templates for landing pages. There are some that are free and many that have cost, but they're so cool that you can dive in and select the one you prefer. Or you can create your own and have them as your templates and use them for different purposes. Going to lead management, we're going to review properties, workflows, deals, lists, tasks, and queues. They are all tied together, and you will see the functionality of having them on your system. Starting with properties, there are some properties that are already set by HubSpot and many that you can create yourself. You have different types of properties. I'm going to show you what are the different types. So we have company, contact, deal, product, or ticket properties. This means that you can have information on these different topics for each one of them, depending on your business and how you want to manage them and be able to work with your CRM. Now going into the workflows. Workflows is a great part of HubSpot that will help you automate a lot of your efforts so that everybody in your team will be more up to the tasks that they need to have, or what is the information they need to do to continue and keep up with the work. For an instance here, we have a workflow that it will start if someone has a tag, and then you can see that there are so many options that you can use on a workflow. I'm gonna show you what are those options. On my right column, you can see what types of options you can select and actions. In the workflow for internal communication, also you can have external communication as sending emails or Slack someone if you attach the app to your system. Assign, create tasks, deals, tickets. You can also have list management, advertising management, and property management for contacts, companies, deals, products, or tickets. And also type some of the applications that you can join with HubSpot. Moving to deals. This is a great functionality from HubSpot where you can view all your deals on your different deal stages. The cool part is that you can also select what deal stages you want and what are the steps you want to follow depending on your business, on how you do things. And it will have a lot of information on each of the deals that you have created. Let's go to the first deal that we have here. And you can see the information that you can review. You can see what's the stage, what's the pipeline, all the information about the deal, what contacts are related to the deal, what is the company. If you have tickets that you have added to the deal, what are the products you're offering to your customers, the quotes you have sent them, and the attachment of assets or things that you want to share with your prospect clients. Continuing to the lists, and as I mentioned before, they are all tied together, and it's a cool way of managing and be able to work harder and faster using the CRM. By lists, there are two types of lists that you can work with. I'm going to show you one that is an active list. An active list means that whatever filters you set to populate the list, they will gather information as you move on the days. So if someone meets the criteria of this list in particular, it will be added automatically. And then you can also have static lists. Well, you can select the customers you want to reach or create a task or follow up with them separately and without having any changes on that list. And as I mentioned, everything that it's attached to each other, you can create tasks and queue them from a list. So let's go and have a small test. Going to our team list, we can create a task and we can start a queue from here and follow one by one and keep up with work and be very fast at it. So we're gonna start a queue. It will show like this on your contact page. It will show you the name of the contact, the title of the task. If you want to reschedule the task because you were needed to send something else to the customer or you were waiting on him on a reply, so you can handle that from here or skip it as you need. After you've completed task, you can click that you have completed and it will send you to the next queue. So now let's take a break and get to know each other a little better. What's your favorite thing about working from home these days? We would like you all to participate. So please put your answer in the chat below so that we can discuss it later. For me, my favorite thing about working from home is that me and my loved ones can be safe and make others be safe. Now I'm gonna turn it back to Kellen.
Oh, you're on video now. Say hi. Nice background. Hey, thanks, Chris.
Hey.
My favorite thing of working from home, I've been working from home for many, many years and working from the road. I absolutely love it. I get a lot done. But I would have to say in the current conditions, it's got to be the business casual every day, Friday casual, Aloha Friday, anything around those, that level of just being able to be comfortable at home and working away. So now I'll pass it off to Kurt.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kurt from MarketMate. I'm the tech guru. I'm the one that does everything behind the scenes and is responsible from the back end of everything we're doing on MarketMate. And what I like the most about working from home is that I'm able to eat more healthy and I have more time to meditate. So that's what I like from being working here at home. And I'm going to turn it over to Isabella.
Hi guys, I'm Isabella. I'm Systems Administrator here at MarketMate. What I like the most about being in home office, just like some of you already put down below, the freedom that you can be free to manage your own time, that I can be more with my family and with my dogs that I really love. So let's go now with Kat.
Hi everyone, my name is Katia and I'm in charge of social media. And what I like most of being home, well, maybe it's cooking because I like to cook a lot and having more time to be with my boyfriend. So now let's go with Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary. I'm a campaign manager and account manager here at MarketMate. My favorite part of working at home is Friday nights. We watch musicals with closed captioning and sing along.
Cool. Nice. And then I've got some answers in the chat. We've got Cheatham. She gave one perfect answer, freedom. Absolutely. I know you have a commute to San Francisco normally, right? So that would be definitely challenging. That's one of my least favorite places to commute to. And then we have Ozan, who wrote in, I love being able to have 4 to 5 meetings a day, which was impossible with commuting to on-site meetings. Absolutely. Me being in sales, I experienced exactly the same thing. I mean, there were times where I would have 3 meetings a day just in a kind of area because of that commute. So thanks for your responses, everybody. And let's get back to the screen here. We'll get back to outbound sales calling, another one of my favorite features. And Mary's going to take us through this.
So one of the services that we provide is outbound calling, and I'm very familiar with this one. what I'm going to guide you through. First, Chris told you about how to do tasks and queues, and you can set that up for calls as well, which really cuts down on time. We have a feature where we can add a script, which is what we're looking at here, where, you know, I could call out, and in this particular one, I'm inviting them to an event. Based on their answer, I have an idea of what to tell them. And when I'm done, I click the radio button there, and it completes the task, moves on to the next one. When you move on to the next one, the phone call automatically populates. What we're looking at here is how to make the phone call. So as you can see on the left column there, it says phone number. That's the main phone number in our contact record. It also matches the phone number there in the pop-up for the call. It tells you the phone number that you're calling on. That's the number that's going to pop up on your client's caller ID. And there's a green button halfway cut off there at the bottom. That's where you would hit the call. The call can be made through your cell phone or across the browser. If it's from your cell phone, what it does is it calls your cell phone, you answer it, and then it dials your contact. So it really just depends on your internet connection, how you want to use it. Moving on. Sorry about that. It looks like you're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I'm going to talk you through it anyways. When you make the call, a screen similar to this one down in the bottom will populate, and across the screen will have a record feature. That record feature, when your person answers, you can hit record and a pop-up will pop up immediately telling you to make sure that you get permission from your party you're talking to record the call. If they give you permission, you click the button, it's automatically registered that it's okay, and the recording is available for you to listen to later. It's usually for quality control or if we miss details, and it's a great feature to have. It's also transparent across the CRM, so anybody with access to these records can go in and potentially listen to that call so that we can get better tips on marketing, we can get better tips on what to sell later, you know, what people are really interested in. So it's a very valuable resource.
That's really for us internally as well, so that we don't have to focus so much time during a call on taking notes. We can always go back and listen to the call again and take the notes after that. And then HubSpot has many plugins, many different apps that you can plug in natively, where they can even transcribe calls. So really, really helpful there.
True. And then at the end of the call, when you're ready to say goodbye, there is a drop down at the bottom that to schedule your next task, your follow-up. It's automatically set for 3 business days out, but you can choose anything from today to call them back again to 6 months out, or you can customize the date, and that will then in turn set another task similar to the ones that Chris showed you earlier. And that task, when it's time to do it, they'll actually send you an email as a reminder to let you know, these are the calls that you have today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Kellen.
Yeah, thank you. And I wanted to give a little bit of reference. Let me go back to, well, first, let me read off a chat that I just got about what Carlos likes to do most working from home, is that he can eat healthier, not dress formally, and spend time with family. Yeah, absolutely. We all agree, I think. I want to go back up real quick to Liz. Regarding this call feature, actually. So as Chris showed you, we can go through contacts. We can also look at deals. With filtering, a common filter that I use is I'll say, show me any deals that have not been contacted within the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And then all of those deals will pop up. I can radio button which ones of them I want to create a task for. And then I can create a task for follow-up, or I can create a task for call. And even within that call, I can embed a script that will be added to each one of those calls, or I could just leave it as it would just pop up without a script. So really, really easy to run through there, say once a week, run through the deals pipeline, click anybody who hasn't been contacted within this certain period, queue up a task and get through sometimes 30 to 40 an hour of follow-ups, which is just absolutely amazing. Then let's get into the mobile app, another one of my favorite features. So the app is very, very easy to use. Starts with the basic same concepts as the desktop application, which it's really contacts-based, company-based, deal-based. And so this is a look at contacts. You can sort them, and you can also choose different lists. Like for instance, right now, this is the HubSpot CRM Webinar. So these are, this is a list that you can have saved, and at any time you could just pop over to that list. So you could have a customers list, for instance. You could have anything that you want to tag, you could make into a list, and it'll be right here on this little drop down. Next, same thing for companies. So we have the ability to tag companies just the same. We can also run filtering for which companies have deals in what pipeline stage, and that could be a list as well for follow-up. Here's the deals, very similar look to how you saw it in the desktop version. And then tasks that you can fulfill just right off of your mobile as well. This is really great for traveling, especially when you don't have your laptop handy, and you can just be, whether it's in a commute or waiting for something, you can be running through tasks. Here's the activity feed. So this is live, basically, is that everything that's happening can be fed into this. This is email opens that we're looking at here. You can also look at email clicks, sent emails, lead visits, this who visited different landing pages and website, and then document views. This feature is one of my favorites. We just started using this about a week ago, and it's really amazing that you can upload a document into the application, becomes natively within the HubSpot, so anybody using the CRM can use that as an attachment. Send out an email or even a chat with a link, and it's going to give, here's actually when we click down into it, it's going to give details of each viewer individually, how they interacted with the pages. So you can see here, this is a scale of from page 1 to page 25, somehow backwards. And then it's telling you how much time was spent on each page. So these are in minutes. So really good to be able to get that feedback about how people are interacting with the content that you're sharing. Next is into meetings. Many of you on the call have already experienced how that meetings link works, either booking a meeting with me or with the team, where we have a very easy way to embed right within an email, just a click or a snippet that you can enter and put a meeting link in there. And then that's it. You don't have to respond with your availability. You don't have to respond with any information about Zoom. In fact, it auto creates the Zoom message. And I believe it works for other video meetings as well. And then forms. These are forms that were completed. So you could filter by forms or just by timeline as well. And then down here you have more, which there are quite a bit more options here. I think I clicked one. Okay, so the deal updates, this is giving you some pipeline performance. And then a whole analysis of marketing emails. We could probably have a whole 1-hour session just on the mobile because there are so many functionalities here, especially for the traveling salespeople. Open by device, clicks by device. So all the information that you can get from the desktop application are available here as well. Really good for traveling marketing people to be able to kind of keep up with what's happening in real time. And then this is another feature that Chris mentioned earlier. Well, that was the QR scanner, but this is a card scanner. So within the application, right here on the business card scanner, we can scan a card. It will bring in all the information from that card, and then it will create the contact. super, super fast way, especially if you're at a conference. I was using this all last year, probably about 10 conferences that I went to. And what I was doing live was giving a business card, having a conversation, receiving the business card of who I was talking to. And then I was opening the app on my phone while I was talking to them and letting them know what I was doing. Hey, I'm just going to scan your card in. Scan the card, enter it in while having a live conversation. And then I had a prepared follow-up email, like nice to meet you at FreightWaves or something like that, for instance. And I could actually initiate that follow-up immediately, whether I was talking to the person or just as they walked away. I could send that follow-up email so that when the conference or show was over, I really had almost no follow-up to do. It was already done in real time. Very, very helpful and impressive for the people that you're working with as well. Chat. So this chat channel, basically, highly filterable, where you can have teams and members handling certain parts of chat, and you can filter yours for only what you want to see on that. Here's an actual chat that came through, I think, last week. And then the chat functionality, I'm not sure if we're going into it further than this, but it is amazing that you can have multiple people at their desktops just available for chat. But you can also program the bot, the chat bot, which we're just getting into now, and we're finding that it is really, really helpful to be able to engage that customer very quickly, get a little bit of information, and it buys us a little bit of time to react live, where we do get a desktop pop-up when there is an active chat, and we can go to it, but we want to make sure we don't lose that chat within the first 10-20 seconds. Next, we're going to get into these outbound email templates. I'm going to turn it back over to Chris.
Thank you, Kellen. Now let's continue with outbound email templates and automation. And we're going to start with the workflow. Again, we're able to enroll or create an enrollment trigger depending on the information that we have on our CRM. We have, for an instance, contact properties or company properties or different types. If you want a specific date that you want to work with on your customers or deals or any information that you want, you can filter it to enroll the trigger. Kellen, can you?
Oh yeah, do you not have control? Let me try to give you again.
Thank you. There we go. And on the next part of the workflow, we can have, as I mentioned before, different types of actions and things that we can handle. We can set properties to the contacts. We can do a lot of things. And from here, for the email templates, as you can see in the bottom, it's all been created to send emails by the automation. And then also you can use different type of templates directly from within HubSpot or on your email app, for instance, on Gmail, on Microsoft Suite, and on Outlook too. On the templates, we have many options that are preset and uploaded before, so that you can use on the go, on your mobile app, or on your desktop app. We're going to create a new template from scratch. You will add all the information you need. You can personalize the email with information from your contacts, from their companies, from the deal, or any information that you have available with the CRM. You can use it in here and insert different types of information to your email to be more personalized and detailed for your customer. Going next on the email. Now, this is how you will send an email within the HubSpot application on your desktop. You can see this is the primary way of you're going to view a contact. On the left column, you will always have all the information of the contact, their email, their phone, LinkedIn, many information that you need and that it suits your business. And on the right side, what are the things that the contact is related to? For a company, deals, tickets, attachments, what lists they have been added to, what workflows they are working on, and many different things. And from here, you can select templates. You can enroll them into sequences, which I will talk a little further about. You can share documents. You can add meeting links and quotes. From here, as I mentioned, you can select any template that you have built before so that it will work specifically for this contact. Now on the snippets, this is another cool feature that HubSpot has elaborated, where you can have shortcuts to help you be more precise and quick on going with your daily tasks on going through contacts. And it will show your internal name. You will see the body of the snippet. You can edit it if you want to change something directly before you want to add it to the email. And you can see at the bottom the shortcut to launch it with your email.
We use these snippets a lot for things like, long URL, for instance, or anything that you're going to commonly be using. If you upload a document, for instance, you can just type the snippet of that document and then it goes. So the shortcut down below, which Chris is showing, is KRM. It's a pound KRM. So basically all the snippets start with pound, and then it's just a short code however you want. Very similar to iOS keyboard shortcuts.
Cool. Now getting into sequences. Sequences are another part of the automation within HubSpot, which will help you to get more of a one-on-one interaction with your customers, where you can have preset different emails that you want to launch and send to them and interact with them on the go. You can change and adapt each one of the emails by customer. And then the cool part is that you can review how it's working on your side. Here we have an example of one of our sequences that we launched before, and you can see the open rate, the reply rate, all the information that you need to keep up with your customers and know how they're engaging with you. This is the back end of the sequence. It will show you what email is going to be sent first. You can add a task after the first email is sent, and you can add a delay. You can also set if you want to continue without completing the task. That will allow you to have some time for your customer or your client to review your email and reply or book a meeting with you. Those two things are the only things that will stop or remove a contact from a sequence: if they reply to your email or if they book a meeting on your meeting link. Then after you check on the box, you can continue on the next part of the sequence. As I mentioned before, also HubSpot integrates with your email, like Gmail. For an instance, we use Gmail on MarketMate. You can see here on the top right, we have a HubSpot icon. And if you click it, it will show you what are the settings that you can do for the emails that you sent and received from your inbox. If you want to log or track settings, email integration, and I'll show you how it looks for real. You will pop up a message to create a new message. From here, you can see the different options you have from HubSpot. As on the HubSpot application for the desktop, you can insert a template. You can enroll this contact into a sequence. You can attach documents from your CRM. You can add a meeting link, or you can add also snippets. And all the features and the efforts you do within your Gmail will be logged in. If you check on the log and track here at the right, all the information will be gathered in the CRM. Now, moving to dashboards and reports, I'm gonna turn it over to Katia our social media expert. So Katia, please continue.
Thanks, Chris. Okay, so I'm going to talk about social media and the dashboards and reports that HubSpot has for us. So after you connect your social accounts, you can view and analyze the performance of your social posts and determine how well your social media efforts are performing. As you can see, if you connect like multiple accounts for your network, you can filter the report data by each individual account like this. And you can select all the networks to view data for all your accounts. So the data range at the campaign, it's over here, as you can see. Something important is that HubSpot collects specific data from impressions, likes, reactions, replies, retweets, and shares. So here's the reports that are available in the social tool. It's the audience. The audience is the reports that show you the current number of followers compared to the number you had in the previous time period. As you can see, you can see here the days, and also you can see the published post. And the published post is the number of social posts that were published across your social accounts within the selected time period. And now we go to the interactions. Well, the interactions reports, that's right. The interactions report shows the number of likes, reactions from Facebook or another social network, and comments on your social post published anywhere on your connected accounts. So the clicks it's very obviously, it reports the number of clicks on social posts published through HubSpot. Now we go to the shares. The shares report shows the number of published social posts that we are shared, including Twitter and retweets. And finally, the impressions. The impressions report shows the number of views that social posts on your LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram company page received. So here are the sessions. The session reports the number of views the social posts on your LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram company page received. And well, that's it. Now we move with Mary.
Thank you, Katia. I'm gonna take over. And the last part, you can also view how your efforts are working on. Here you can see, for an example, they are filtered by most interactions, and on the set of time on the last 30 days, these are the most interacted posts that you have made. Now, going forward with dashboards and reports, we have our sales dashboards, where you can gather so many information and be able to view how your company is doing or how your efforts are being working on the sales part. As you can see here, we have email sent with total engagement rates. You have open rates, click-through rates, and interactions with your emails. Also, you have landing page views, and as you can see, it will narrow the time that you select, and it will guide you on how you are doing and how you are evolving within time. And you can see where you are lacking of things that you can ensure and encourage your efforts to that part. Continuing with the sales dashboard, we have the productivity that it will help you to visualize how your sales reps are doing and how they are stepping up with all the tasks, emails they have to send, if the meetings, note, calls, and conversations. You can also see contacts that are related and depending on each of the owners of one of the contacts or by companies. You can also see deal stage funnels It will show you how your deals are moving through your stage funnel. Then you can have different charts on how your deal stage accounts are moving on, and you can see where you are having more of your deals in one place, so you can be able to move them to the next phase or continue and keep up with the deal stages as you wish. There's a lot of information that you can gather from HubSpot that will help you to understand more what you are doing with your efforts, how you are managing your contacts, your leads, and moving forward, it will allow you to see where you need to make more of your efforts. You have a lot of informations on becoming an MQL, that it's a marketing qualified lead, then going through a sales qualified lead to becoming an opportunity, and finally getting to a customer. You can view also how they're moving by dates and review them in charts, and how connections are interacted with your sales teams. Continuing, you can, depending on the campaign you're working, you can also filter them by campaign and see what efforts are working more for your company. This is a cool way of understanding if you're trying to do A/B testing or sending different types of assets. You can manage them by campaigns, and that way you will see what's working more for you and what to keep up or what to change or tweak or move as you wish. You can also have a marketing dashboard that will show you, like we're looking here on the sessions by day on a source breakdown. It will show you from where your contacts are coming. You can have the organic search, referrals, social media, email marketing, direct traffic, or other campaigns, so that you can see from where they are coming and how you can handle them. It's a very cool feature. You can see also what are the form submissions, how you have influence contacts that you already have on your system, and how they are interacting with you within the campaigns that you are managing them. Also, you can see your landing pages efforts, how they are doing, and the contacts that have been created, and you can sort them as you can see on the top of the chart. And now
we're sharing control, and I was trying to unmute, so that's what you were experiencing.
No worries. So continuing with the web analytics, it's a cool feature to be able to see where they're coming from, and also if you're adding new contacts to your CRM so that your efforts of getting new leads are working. You can see here that new visitors and returning visitors. So it's to keep in mind that it's not only to get new leads, but HubSpot will help you also to be able to nurture your leads, as Kellen mentioned before, on selecting a filter on who of your contacts you haven't reached in the last 2 weeks. So that way you'll be able to contact them and feed them again with things that are relevant for your company, so they keep coming to you and work with you more. Again, we also have website visitor engagement rates, engagement metrics.
Sorry, Chris, quick time check. We only have about 7 more minutes.
Okay.
To at least open up for any questions that we have here. Maybe we could skip through a little bit quicker on the dashboard.
Perfect. Yes. I think this is the last part of the web analytics dashboards and reports. Cool. And you can narrow them also by direct source, sessions by country, and you will understand more how your efforts are being measured within the CRM. Now I'll turn it back to Kellen.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I didn't realize you were at the end. Sorry about that, Chris. Those reports and dashboards are so customizable. It's an infinite amount of data that you can collect and slice and dice and report. And one of the nice things about it is you can set up automated reports to push out every day or every week, however you want to do it, to individuals, and they will only be able to see the information which you share with them. For instance, you can manage different sales teams within just one application. You can have information sent out to individuals as well as subgroups and things like that. Very, very helpful. So this last slide is covering the MarketMate services. These are all of the things that we are doing in support of our customers. We are using HubSpot as the basis for most of this, but it's also not required. So, you know, from lead generation and marketing automation, all of these, the printed QR codes and the strategy around engaging in account-based marketing, as well as even event-based marketing. We're happy to help you in any way that you guys are seeing that you need as well. Here are some of the channels that we're executing on. Finding really good automation also within HubSpot, where we can schedule a social post and we can push it out to the LinkedIn company page, the individual LinkedIn profile, the Twitter, Facebook, all of these different things within just one screen and one post. You can duplicate and push them out. So very, very automation friendly. Whoa, we have a lot of questions. So here are the questions that we've collected. Let's go through them real quick. We have 5 minutes. So how does this tool support multiple team members? Oh yeah, absolutely. So very highly controlled user based, where you can control who sees what contacts, who has what functionality, and then it all rolls up into different management levels. You can also have salespeople who are set up with the sales professional, which has the highest level of features, or you can also have salespeople which are on free. So you don't have to have every individual salesperson on the same license. That can save quite a bit of money. You just use what you need. And then licenses for access to marketing and other parts of the application are actually free. You don't pay per user, which is really, really nice to be able to have everybody using it without having to consider what's the value of this one person per month using the application. So does HubSpot have voice recognition capabilities? I'm not sure about that. I think we should take note and get back to you on that one. I know that there is recording, as we mentioned, and there is some transcription. So I guess that would be what voice recognition is going to be, is transcription. Yeah. How does HubSpot support multimedia marketing? Like I mentioned, for the different channels that you can push out that way, LinkedIn, it does not have a integration. LinkedIn doesn't integrate with anybody. They're very protective of that, and so it is quite manual. We have developed some killer processes for being able to manage this, and works really, really well. We should talk more on that. In fact, the last webinar that we did was specifically on how we leverage LinkedIn using HubSpot. So that would be a good one to refer to. I'm getting a live chat here. Let me get back here real quick. Okay. Manage 2 different companies. I'm going to be able to manage both. Yes. You can manage 2 different brands. If it is different companies, you may want to consider getting 2 different portals. And we can talk about that. What are the requirements, how big the companies are, how much data that you want to be seen across the 2 companies. Definitely you can manage multiple brands, but based on what sensitivity to data and different users, you may want to split it into 2. Does it work with Gmail or just Gmail? No, it's Outlook as well. In fact, there are even a few more email programs which have that application that embeds and syncs with all of your email. How many social networks am I able to associate? So natively within the application, like as it comes, there's Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I believe that there are other applications which can manage other channels as well. Is the free user able to do all of this, or going to get stuck somewhere in the process? The free user does not have workflows. Some of the automation is held back into the next level. That next level, I believe, is somewhere around $25 a month for that user. And so it is still, even if it is paid, it is still a good value. Am I able to create a call queue in the HubSpot CRM? Absolutely. This is what I'm using, and Mary is using quite a lot, to be able to run filtering for certain indications of who we want to call, and then launch that queue and then run through those calls. How many people per company can manage actions from HubSpot account? Unlimited and free. So all your backend support, all your marketing support, any data entry, none of those users pay. The only users that pay are those who have an email address which they're going to be sending from. So if there's a profile that is going to have an outbound email, then you will need a HubSpot user for that, a sales user. And then I wanted to mention we are having another 2 webinars that we're going to do. We're going to go again into LinkedIn, and then further into account-based marketing, especially. We'll show you how we do targeting on LinkedIn, how we find personas, people in certain roles, and then how we engage them and managing that all within HubSpot. So much, much more to come. We're just now at the top of the hour. So for everybody's time, I'm sure you've got another meeting. We will go ahead and end here. Thank you so much for your participation. And we look forward to talking to you about HubSpot or any other digital sales and marketing questions that you have. You can finish with video too. Oh, we're not sharing our videos anymore. If anybody is still on the call and has any question, you're free to chat, or I could even allow you to talk if you want to just chat me. It looks like we have Ozan and Hannah and Carlos still on. If you guys have any questions, let me know.
Sandra as well.
Oh, and Sandra also, yes.
So no questions.
Seems like no. So we'll say adios.
Adios.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Sure.